something about it. But if enough people get together, black folks get together in this room and say, look, this is the way we're going to behave. And put the code of behavior just like you have all this other stuff on the wall. Code of behavior for black folks. Thou shalt not smoke in this building. You know, thou shalt not play cards in this building. You know, I'm talking, even in this building, there should be no card playing. Now, I don't know about student rights, because I'm convinced, even with the liberal court you have today, if a president of a school got charged because he said no card playing in this building, I do not believe a court would find a student. I'm not going to fall for that student right bull. That's crap. That is crap. That is good, because Jenny's raising the point we'll run into about patient rights. Let me tell you what happened to me. See, we don't have no white staff, so what happened to white psychiatrists? Over at the hospital decided to file a complaint, because when our patients come into the hospital, I say, here's the way I want to do. This is the way they ought to be treated. They filed a complaint. I mean, and they sent me and cited me that I was dictating to the medical people how to practice medicine. So I walk into the hearing with the charges. You know, this hearing will last exactly 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay? I am charged with trying to dictate to these white folks how to practice medicine. No, I'm not. All I'm saying is, if they practice it that way, they won't get paid. Now, you all want to pay them? It's no, we ain't going to pay them. Fine. You want to pay them? Talking to the HEW. No, we're not going to pay them. Now, if you two decide to pay them, but they still not do it with our patients, y'all got to find some other patients to do it. If I can tell a janitor how to clean the floor, I will tell a physician how to practice with black folks. Even if they're outside my institution. But if I'm paying for it, if I'm paying for it, so when a patient comes and says, hey, Brother Wright, what about this patient right? The patient's got rights and I got rights. Now, you exercise your rights, then I'm going to exercise my rights. I mean, I'm just serious. You know, here they got it now where you cannot, I don't even want to get into it. But I'm saying back to the students. You know, there used to be a time, now I do have to admit, there were some positive things one time about the black schools. The black schools, the president of FIST was up in Chicago last week before last, and he made this statement. He stated, you know, what the president of FIST is trying to do is keep the schools, keep the dormitories unisex. Not unisex, non-coeducational. And they're raising hell about that. Do you know one student walked up to the president of FIST, a brother, you know, and told him, do you realize you are interfering with my sex life? Now, he told him, hey, do you realize you... Now, not only would I have interfered at that moment with her sex life, I would have interfered with her whole life. I mean, walk up, and it is not uncommon now to see young sisters telling male, and I'm using this deliberate, telling male professors, shut up. Shut up, look. See, I'm just a black man who happens to be a doctor. Now, point is reached where I stop being reasonable with sugar. You know, and you just got to kick the hell out of me. I mean, and then I'll go get some of my other students to kill you. You know, see, my point is, I just don't believe. I think as a 46-year-old black man, I'm very serious about this. As a 46-year-old black man who's trying to do right, I think you should at least give me respect. Whether you disagree with me or not, give me respect. Because I'm going to give you respect. But when you have students, and doing, I'm saying that to you, the reason I'm saying that to you students is, just think about sooner or later you're going to be a parent. You're going to be a parent. But what is happening now, we have no respect for anything. That's why I admire Gwen and Naeem and all of them for being in these black schools. I really admire that. I just couldn't stay in that. At least, like I said, I'm in a black community which supports what we are doing. Down here, the community does not support thinking black professors. On the contrary, they penalize them. They penalize. The type of behavior I see over at Morehouse in Atlanta U is criminal. The type of behavior over there is criminal. Brothers wearing dresses. Right. What the hell's going on? Dresses. Y'all, now look here. What? You mean I know it? I'm not from Atlanta. Y'all talking about, what are y'all doing? Sisters wearing pants. And I don't mean just to wearing them. To identify themselves who they are. Well, now y'all look at, oh, what? Who? See, you students ain't talking to each other. Y'all ain't even observing each other. How many people in here from Morehouse? From Atlanta U complex? How many from Atlanta? And y'all don't know what's going on?
Was the black students movement in the 60s wiped out by black student leaders using drugs? Did the federal government supply drugs for black students?
I told you what happened was this. What happened was SDS. SDS captured the Panthers. Student for Democratic Society captured the Panthers. They began then to talk about the free speech movement, the free school movement, you know, you could do all of that. And the white students introduced the drugs to the black students. The black students started going to all these conferences with those white students, and the white students started passing out wholesale pot and stuff. And that's where we lost our students. You remember back there? Remember, back in the 60s, the one thing we didn't have a problem with in the 60s were drugs. Now, there ain't no drug problem. Wasn't no drug problem. That's one thing you know, nobody would deal with you with no drugs. But the white students came in and did that. Let me tell you how far this stuff is going, which went right by, and I'm going to talk to Naeem about it maybe sometime this evening. What went by week before last in Chicago is unbelievable. Here they had a situation where a man had killed 32 young boys. 32 young boys, and they found him sane. In other words, they are saying that in this society, you can kill 32 people and still remain sane. Think about that. Think the implications of that. See, you don't even have to be a psychiatrist or a psychologist. If anyone can kill 32 boys like he did, automatically they're crazy. Except unless you're white. Now that's some other okay, but I'm saying you down so you get back to your question. No, the drugs were introduced. You see, again, being ahistorical. That's how they took China. That Boxer Rebellion. China had been dealing with opium all those years. Then the whites came in and said, hey, wait a minute, here's the way to use opium, and took China. See, they always use drugs. That's what's happening in Africa now. That's exactly what's happening all throughout Africa. You going in and they're dropping marijuana and drugs on them.
Discuss the abuse of drugs in the black community.
But now, look, let me tell you something. Last year, Librium and Valium were the most widely used drugs in the black community. You can only get it through prescriptions. Only through prescription. The doctors are the pushers in our community. The doctors. And many of you go to student health services. Oh, give me a pain pill. Oh, you know, let me tell you, I tell this all the time. People laugh at it. We have brothers and sisters call me and say, Bobby, my mother just died now. Will you give me a pill? I really feel depressed. Hey, you supposed to be depressed. Your mama died. What do you want to do? What the hell are you talking about? Hey, you know, the hell no, you ain't gonna get no pill. Their mama died. Nobody wants to be. They believe nobody wants to be unhappy. You know, you wake up. How you doing? Oh, I feel so depressed today, Bobby. Well, you know, I mean, every day ain't Sunday. Yeah, let me give it to you. You remember the song about I won't be blue always? Because the sun gonna shine, you know what I'm saying? In my back goes all the songs told us all this. But we at the point now, we don't want to feel. In one moment, give me a pill. We walk around with Valium and Librium like aspirin. And I bet you, we dumped out your purses and all right now. You got pills in them. Aspirin or something. I'm going to end by reading something to you, especially to you as black students, because I really love you very much. I really do. I love you very much, and I just have so much faith in you. I really do. I have so much faith in you because in you I see me, and the mere fact that that I don't think that we're any different than anyone else. I just think we'll rise above our problems. This is the poem, and they turned it into a song, and I want you to listen to it carefully. To be young, gifted, and black. Oh, what a lovely, precious dream. To be young, gifted, and black. Open your heart to what I mean. In the whole world, there are a million boys and girls who are young, gifted, and black. And that's a fact. You are young, gifted, and black. We must begin to tell our young. There's a world waiting for you. You'll end up where the world began. So when you're feeling real low, there's a truth you should know. To be young, gifted, and black, that's where it's at. To be young, gifted, and black, oh, how I love to know the truth. There's a world without a fact. There's a world without a fact, and I'm hunted by my youth. But my joy of today is that we all will be proud to say, to be young, gifted, and black, and that's a fact.
On Tuesday afternoon, April 6, 1982, Dr. Bobby E. Wright made his eternal passage. His passing leaves a great void in the progressive black movement around the world. While our ancestors will surely preserve the soul of this great African warrior through eternity, we must uncompromisingly preserve his great legacy of Africanity for generations to come. Dr. Bobby E. Wright will never die.
Lucia continua, la cima ticendo bablishico. Sante sana.